Ever wondered how lines of code can play a crucial role in protecting our planet? Join us today as we unravel the basics of programming with hyperPad and explore the fascinating intersection where technology meets sustainability. Now you might be thinking, programming? Sustainability? What does programming have to do with sustainability? Well, let's look at a couple examples. As our world becomes increasingly connected to the internet, our energy systems like power plants, grids, and renewable energy sources become more vulnerable to cyber attacks. This means that there are now more ways for criminals to launch attacks. By creating clever software solutions, programmers build digital defenses that protect our most important systems from hackers. Another way that programming impacts sustainability is with smart farming. With our population soaring and our environment under stress, we need to find new ways to produce food that are both eco-friendly and efficient. That's where programming comes in. Technologies like artificial intelligence, smart sensors, drones, and satellite imagery are changing agriculture as we know it, allowing farmers to do more with less. By harnessing these tools, we can ensure that our farms are not only productive, but also sustainable for generations to come. Okay, programming helps keep our clean energy sources safe, and it also changes how we farm sustainably. But do you know what the best part is? Programming is accessible to almost anyone. All you need is a computer and an internet connection, which means that if you're watching this video, you can learn how to code and contribute to a more sustainable future. So let's equip you with two basic concepts to get you started on your programming journey. We'll be exploring variables and control flow. By grasping these fundamental concepts, you build a solid foundation for your programming knowledge. You'll gain the ability to manipulate data with variables and control the flow of your programs with conditionals and loops. Let's jump straight into it, starting with variables. Think of a variable as a sort of magical box that is designed to hold one type of thing at a time. Imagine a magical box that stored basketballs. You can store a basketball in the box, and anytime that you want to use the ball, you can retrieve it. You can also switch out one basketball for another. The important thing to understand here is that once the magical box is created, you cannot change the type of thing that it stores. In this case, you cannot store books in a box that is supposed to store basketballs. In programming, these magical boxes are called variables. Variables are essential for holding and changing data in our code. We can store all types of things in variables like numbers, text, true and false values called booleans, and much more. In hyperPad, variables are created using box containers. To use a box container, simply search for the behavior, drag it into the view, and enter a value for it to store. For more information on box containers, check out its documentation on Zendesk. I'll leave a link in this video's description. Next, let's learn about control flow. Control flow in programming is like following a recipe. Just like a recipe guides you through steps in a specific order, control flow directs how your code is executed. For example, let's say you have a sandwich recipe that goes as follows. Add a slice of bread, add lettuce, add an egg. If you're not vegan, add cheese, add salt to preference, and finally, add another slice of bread. The sandwich this recipe creates may change depending on the preferences of the cook. If the cook is vegan, then they would skip out on adding cheese. And if the cook likes a lot of salt, they might repeat step 5 twice. Control flow works similarly. It guides your program through different steps based on conditions and iteration. Well, that's it. We had a look at two basic concepts in programming: variables, which store data, and control flow, which directs how your code is executed. You might be wondering how you can start programming and make a contribution to a more sustainable future using the concepts you just learned. One way to do this is by picking a programming language like Swift, spending many hours learning the language and configuring your coding environment, and then finally getting to building a project. Alternatively, you can use a platform like hyperPad, which allows you to cut straight to the building. Well guys, thanks for watching the video. Like this video and leave a comment on what you'd like to see next.